Reshiram in Pokemon Go, what are we gonna do with it? Do we raid for it? Do we try to get the 100% IV? Is it worth anything in PvP or as a good attacker in the game? Let's find out. Welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go. Reshiram is going to be a fire and a dragon type Pokemon. This Pokemon has been out multiple and many times, and it does have a legacy move. And I'm not exactly sure if we're going to be getting that during this time around. I hope so, but if not, guys, unfortunately, you're going to have to use an Elite Charge TM on this Pokemon because the moveset is going to be Fusion Flare. And I really personally don't like when Pokemon come back when they have been given legacy moves, technically new moves, whatever you want to call it, and they don't come back with the raid battles. It's like you get one shot at it and then they bring it back again as this game to try to draw out your money on Com Day to be able to get you to spend on Elite Charge TMs. I'm not a big fan of that, but at the same time, we have to play the game. So I don't really know what to do here, but to give you guys the information and let you make your best guess. So let's get into the details. Dragon, fire type Pokemon. It's gonna max out at 4,565. This Pokemon is extremely high as a CP value. It has an attack of 275, a defense of 211, and a stamina of 205. So it is definitely a pretty evenly keeled Pokemon, but that attack value just really accelerates. And if you didn't know, it actually shares the exact same stats as Zekrom, its counterpart, which we will go over when that Pokemon does come out. This Pokemon does get boosted, as we talked about in the counter guide, in the sunny or the windy weather. And I'm just curious, guys, do you like longer counter guides or do you like the quick form short counter guides? Let me know in the comments below so I can keep serving you guys the best. And this Pokemon will be weak to three things: dragon, ground, fire. It's gonna double resist fire and double resist grass, single resist bug, electric, as well as steel. So being that this Pokemon is a dragon and it's not mixed with flying, and it's not mixed with other things, only having three weaknesses, single weaknesses for a dragon type Pokemon is actually pretty impressive. And according to Pokemon Go Hub, the overall best moveset is going to be Fire Fang and Fusion Flare, which you do see the asterisk, meaning that it is going to be a legacy move Pokemon. But all the moves that it can get is going to be for its quick moves, Dragon Breath, as well as Fire Fang. And as far as its charge moves, it's going to be able to get Stone Edge, which is a pretty hard-hitting rock move. It's going to be able to get Overheat, which is a very hard-hitting fire move until we got Fusion Flare. And then we also are going to be able to get Crunch and Draco Meteor. Unfortunately, Draco Meteor is a little bit less of a hard-hitting dragon move, so that makes it a little bit less of a relevant dragon, but we're still going to see where it does sit. But just a reminder, it's competing against that Breaking Swipe Rayquaza and now Mega Rayquaza, and that is not the best situation to compete against. And for all of these Pokemon, 2307 is the 100% IV and 2884 is the 100% IV in Weather Boost, in case you're wondering. And as far as the shiny goes, we do have the gray rings on the regular one and we have the gold rings on the shiny one. Besides that, they're pretty similar, but pretty cool at the same time. So now without further ado, let's see what the best and most powerful moveset combination, which we already did see Pokemon Go Hub talk about, but we're going to check the charts. We're going to see how powerful it is with Fusion Flare and if Fusion Flare is even worth an Elite Charge TM. Even though it's the best move on that Pokemon, if it's so close, why even waste your precious resources, your dollars, and everything like that? Let's see. So we have the Fusion Flare and Fire Fang at 46.8, highest moveset combination overall. Then we have Dragon Breath Fusion Flare at 44.4, so already down 2 points. Then we have the Fire Fang and Overheat at 43.81. So there is going to be a 3-point differential here, and normally I would be like, maybe not so much, but when we do see where it stacks up in the fire category, I am going to say that Fusion Flare is going to be worth it, and I need to use a lot of Elite TMs, which are going to be coming in a video for you guys very soon. Then we have Fire Fang and Draco Meteor, 43.44. If you want to see all dragon moves, it's at 41.42. And normally speaking, when I talk about over 40, it could be in the top attackers in a category. Unfortunately, there's a couple categories where it's extremely competitive, and Dragon is one of those with very strong Pokemon. So we're gonna have to see where it stacks up. And then with the Stone Edge combination, Fire Fang 37.53, and then the Crunch at 34.32. So without further ado, you know where the stats sit. Let's see where it sits in the Dragon category as a best overall attacker, and then we're jumping into the Fire because Fire is going to be a more relevant category, but we want to see the Dragons as well. At the top, no surprise, like I talked about, Mega Rayquaza 59.87, Mega Garchomp 55.41, and we have the Mega Salamence at 50.79, and we have the Black Kyurem at 49.55, with Shadow Salamence as the first non-Mega in there at 49.28, followed by Shadow Garchomp at 48.96, Mega Latios, Shadow Dragonite, love it. It's going to be available and it doesn't need an Elite TM like the Salamence that I always talk to you guys about at 47.8. If we go to the second page, we can see a bunch of Pokemon, but Rayquaza at 43.45, then we have Palkia, Salamence, Garchomp, Zekrom, Dialga, and Reshiram at the bottom, tied with Dialga at 41.42. And remember how I did talk about that Reshiram and Zekrom share the same exact exact stats. Unfortunately, well, I guess fortunately for the Zekrom, unfortunately for the Reshiram, the Zekrom is going to get Outrage, which makes it a better meta attacker than this. But we still have better ones, and Salamence, which is a budget counter, is better than both of these Pokemon with Outrage as a regular attacker, not even with the Shadow form, and the Shadow form does go above and beyond, which is very impressive, honestly. Very impressive Pokemon right there. I love the Salamence, and then the Mega is even cool as well. Obviously, the Mega Rayquaza and the Mega Garchomp are going to be better than it, but that's where it sits in the Dragon category. So would I say to power this Pokemon up for a top meta attacker in the Dragon category? My suggestion would be no. It would not be a suggestion of mine. But we do want to check out where does it sit as far as a meta attacker in the fire. At the top overall, Mega Charizard Y with the Fire Spin Blast Burn combination at 51.91, followed very closely by Fire Spin Blast Burn with the Blaziken in the Mega form at 51.65, and then in the first non-Mega, but it is a premium Pokemon because you have to pay for the XL candy, Fire Fang, Fusion Flare, Reshiram, 46.8, followed by the Mega Charizard, which is actually below the Reshiram. Then we go into the Shadow forms of Legendary, Shadow Entei, Shadow Ho-Oh, Shadow Moltres at 44, 43.85, 43.75, followed by the Shadow Blaziken, which is the first budget counter at 43.51, and Shadow Chandelure at 42.98, followed by Mega Houndoom at 41.65. But let's not forget, guys, that this Pokemon is going to compete with other Pokemon such as Mega Mewtwo in the future because it does get Flamethrower, so we're going to take away the Fire typing, we're going to take away the Fire Fast move, and we're going to see Fire Charge moves. Where does that sit? At the top overall, the Mega Blaziken actually comes over because of the counter combination, 52.4, but we're going to still count the Charizard as the #1 spot. Then we have the Eternamax, which is not out, obviously, at 50.9. Then we have Mega Mewtwo Y at 50.84. Primal Groudon with Fire Blast at 49.43. Mega Mewtwo X at 49.22. Mega Garchomp with Fire Blast, actually, at 47.35. Very impressive right there. Followed very closely behind the Reshiram with the Fire Fang Fusion Flare at 46.8. So overall, guys, very impressive Pokemon. Would I power this Pokemon up? I would say yes. My vote is yes for sure. I have a 98% shiny Lucky that I did get, which I'm very excited to power up very soon. That one's going to require an Elite Charge TM for me for sure. But at the same time, guys, very excited about this. I love this Pokemon. It sits very high, and if it does come out with a Shadow form in the future, it's going to be so dominant, it's going to be crazy. But more importantly, this Pokemon is cool. It's a boss, it gets good moves, and it dominates in the fire category, and that Fire Fang against Rocket Pokemon is extremely lethal. It chews those Pokemon up to absolute pieces. Speaking of Rockets, now let's check it out in PvP. So in the Ultra League, 330 is the rank, which is totally irrelevant. But for the Master League, a rank 16, okay? So this one does say that it is XL'd, meaning it's going to be maxed out with Dragon Breath, Fusion Flare, as well as Draco Meteor, okay? So this Pokemon is going to require a slight move change, but that's a very simple thing to do if you're taking it from PvP team into a meta attacker team, because it's just a regular TM, doesn't require any type, and there's only 2 moves, so as soon as you use your regular TM in the fast category, it's just going to switch to the other move. Very easy switch over. And so this Pokemon I suggest you guys do invest in, you do go after. I do like this Pokemon. So that is going to be the best of the best for Reshiram. Let me know in the comments below what you guys plan to do with it and what you think about my analysis. Appreciate you guys being here as always. To all of my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody takes your support, subscription, participation to next level. I'm going to see you guys out in the next video. Peace.
I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.